How does Google read my website? Hello and welcome back again. In this video session, we're going to see exactly what happens when Google comes to your website. Now, let's first understand this fact about Google. Google is a business. It's a global business that provides advertising opportunities through Google AdWords. It is in Google's best interest to show relevant results in its result set. Because when you're utilizing Google to bring in website traffic to your website, understand that before that web traffic becomes your customers, they are in fact Google's customers first. So therefore, to keep everyone happy, Google must provide relevant result set. Now, knowing that, you may already have a website that's established and you're looking ways to optimize it, or whether you're thinking of creating a new website. Remember, core guidelines of Google does not change because Google wants you to provide relevant content, engaging and useful content, because then everyone's happy. So therefore, if you need to tweak your website according to the insights that you're learning in this training course, then do so. If you need to perhaps modify your landing pages that is already perhaps ranking, but you want it to rank higher, then still you can incorporate the knowledge that you will be learning in this course. So therefore, now let's take a look at a typical website. In 2014, a typical website will have various different web documents, whether it's HTML files or PHP files, whether you've got an e-commerce website with many different products, whether you've got videos, images, or PDF catalogs, and so on. It makes no difference. Meaning, first thing, to let Google better understand your website, organize everything in a logical manner. That means, if you've got a small site, perhaps you don't have to worry about this. But if you have a medium to large website, sit back, because categorizing everything will only make Google understand your website better. Now, think of Google like a library. The Google database as a library. And imagine Google like a librarian. So when people search Google, they're basically saying to Google, okay Google, go and look at your library and bring me a book with this keyword in it. So therefore, then you can imagine your website like a book. Then categorizing everything, having an index, or having summary, chapter names, and so on, and page numbering and all so on, can be reasoned as having your website in a professional and also logical manner, so to speak. Keeping in mind that if you need to reorganize your website structure, utilize keywords within folder names. If you have a medium-sized site. So now we understand the importance of logical website structure, because it will make your visitors' job easy as far as navigating through your website. And that's what Google does. It tries to mimic the visit a particular internet surfer is having when they come to a landing page. So therefore, if you organize logically, then if you have logical perhaps navigation structure that's clearly visible and so on, right? If you have buttons that takes people to various portions, if you have search option, if you have HTML sitemap somewhere where if your visitor gets lost, unsure as to where they are on your landing pages, then they can easily find things around your website. That's what Google does. It tries to work that out when it visits your website as well. So knowing that, let's have a look exactly what happens when Google comes to your website. When Google first comes to your website to fetch a particular URL that you may have, okay, it first looks for a file, text file called robots.txt file, okay, because within it you can tell Google where it can go on your website and where it is not allowed to go. Okay, so it will obey the rule if you specify the rule for it, which is, user agent : Googlebot. Disallow : nothing next to it, means it can see your entire website. But oftentimes you may want to say, okay, you know what, I don't want Google to index this folder. Then you use this document. Now, within this document, you automatically, by just using it, you made Google's job much easier. Instead of trying to work all that out by itself, by following all the links and so on, okay, it automatically knows what it can do and what it cannot do in terms of indexing, right? Crawling, right? So then, within that document, you can say, okay, Google, you know what? I also have an XML sitemap, and here's the location. So knowing that, because it fetched this document, knowing that, it will then go and look at your sitemap to see if there are any new URLs you included since last time it visited your website. So therefore, automatically, two documents, Google's crawling much efficiently now. Okay, this is why you need to use them. So then, let's say it's gonna request this URL, your landing page, for example. Okay, then let's say it's an HTML document. So therefore, this is how it reads your web page. Okay, now it will, from top to bottom, as in start of HTML document to the end of HTML document. From top, it looks at the URL, but it also attaches a timestamp to that crawl process, so that it doesn't recrawl it every day, or it tries to guess when it should crawl it next, and so on. So that timestamp is important. It does this for every single web document that it indexes, right? So then it looks at the head portion of a web document. Head portion are visible to search engines like Google, okay? And within it, you can better guide Google to understand what your website is all about, what your landing page is all about. Because remember what Google's trying to do after it reads the web page. After it reads everything, looking at HTML elements, it tries to mimic as to, you know what, when a user comes to that landing page, what do they see? What is there, right? That's how it tries to work out the relevancy of your web page. Title, surely it's an important element, title. Would you buy a book without a title? No. So therefore, including keywords within that title is only smart. But you should also focus on click-through rates. So therefore, blending the both will allow you to create better title for your landing pages, both for ranking in Google, but also getting that click from the search results page, right? Now, meta description is only visible to Google. If you create it cleverly, then it will show it in its snippets, search snippets, as you see when you search Google, how it has the text below the URL, right? But within it, you can actually describe what that landing page is. Okay, so whatever your landing page is talking about, you describe it in that meta description. Also, you can include the link, directive as to canonical. That means you're saying to Google, okay, you know what, Google, you may see the same content somewhere else on my website or somewhere else online on other websites where someone may have copied my page or shared it and so on, right? With this use a directive, you're saying it doesn't matter where you see it, just remember this is the original page. So therefore, with just including this, you basically covered the duplication issues, because Google is very efficient in determining duplicate content. Okay. Also, then it goes through your entire web page, looking at headings, looking at navigation structure, looking at the text, looking at images. If you have videos, looking at the video name, is there any captions or any any other information attached to that video, and so on, right? Then it reads the text, and that's what it does when it comes to read your website. It does this for your entire website, whether you have 10 web pages, whether you have 100,000. It continuously does this for each landing page that you have. Now, knowing this, then we can better optimize our landing pages so that we can rank in Google. I thank you very much for learning with me. Let's continue learning proper search engine optimization. I'll talk to you in the next video session. Thank you.